healed, love healing, and it's stayed up for about 5 days now by the canteen. So I don't know whether the nurses have noticed it and left it there, or whether they've just not noticed it. But like people, all the patients keep coming up to me. What's this water consciousness science rediscovery?
Yeah.
And
Right, Jake, I've got a terrible, this is where I'm so human and so fallible. This only started recording 2 minutes ago. No, it's all right. We're still here, right?
Yeah.
So now we're both relaxed and we're not nervous. It's like we've done a little pre-record. So again, I'm just gonna have to go over some other stuff. Are you limited to how? Can you give me another 5 minutes?
Yeah. No, I'm
Okay. All right, people. So this is Jake online, and he's on the phone, and he's risking. He might lose his phone privileges because he's agreed to this being uploaded. Rupert and I drove to Luton today to visit Jake, and it was as if either Jake's phone is being monitored, or predictably Rupert and I are being hacked, because we haven't publicly said that we were visiting Jake today. So what happened was we got there, we got buzzed in, we went to reception, and they said, "Who are you here to visit?" We said, "Jake Clark." They said, "What are your names?" And we said, "Angela Power Disney, Rupert Wilson Grayson's." And they looked very alarmed and said, "Can you step back into the foyer?" And so we did, and we were very charming and very patient. And then a patient was getting discharged together with the brother that was collecting him were also in the foyer. And then a nurse turned up and said, "Oh, he's restricted to family visits only." And we said, "Oh, that's strange, because, he was expecting us and we've driven a long way." And they said, "Oh, your names have been given to us by the police, and you're on a list, and we had a special meeting about that this afternoon, and you're not allowed to visit. And get out now. You have to leave. You have to leave." And we're like, and we said, "Excuse me, can you, we want to see our friend. We've come a long way. Can you at least explain yourself?" "Oh, I can't talk in front of another patient. I can't talk in front of people." So we said, "Okay, so if we step outside, would you explain yourself to us?" And then she stepped outside and then tried to run in, and then we said, "Excuse me, you said you'd explain." And she said, "Oh," and we said, "What's your name?" She said, I'm Ella Baker," which freaked me out a bit, although I might be being sensitive. And then she said, "Oh no, the police gave us your name specifically, and they told, and she said to Rupert particularly, 'I know what you do.'" And she's like, "What do I do? I'm a comedian. I'm a political activist. What do I do that merits not being allowed to visit a very dear friend?" And he said, "I spent hours with Jake just before you sectioned him, and I've never met a more sane, more inspiring 20-something-year-old. So, and I said to them, you're holding him against his will, you're medicating him against his will, and you may expect a very hefty lawsuit." And so, she was definitely not sympathetic, and Rupert and I were just devastated. We were just, I suppose we should have anticipated it, but on
that note, thankfully the other nurses are a lot more friendly than her.
I don't hate her at all.
They put the bully ones at the top, but there's a couple of nice ones near the top as well. I mean, I don't want to be specific again, but like you said before, you said for her to pray. You said when you left her, you said.
I just said, when you go to sleep tonight, just pray, and you will know the truth of what we're saying.
Yeah, so just in case this didn't get on the recording before, then we'll continue to send her and everyone who doesn't get the truth, anyone who's confused right now, just loves life, truth. It's simple as that.
Absolutely. There's like this huge thing. There's just people that are either generational victims, like Ricky Dearman, or there's people that are civil servants and they really don't know. And like when Rupert said to her, "What's your job?" and she said, "I'm a nurse. I'm a psychiatric nurse." And he said, "Who told you we specifically weren't allowed to visit?" She said, "The police." And he said, "So are the police your boss?" And for just a few seconds, she looked like, "Oh." you
Well,
know.
this is the bit I think I can clear up because, like I said before, if my social worker's listening to this, then please realise what stress that you've accidentally. I believe this is how lots of it's being caused, is because they believe that, because the police. I don't know if this was on the recording either before. It wasn't, was it? Because I was talking about
Yeah,
that quite a while
no,
ago.
it was my fault. It was a technical issue, but
No,
anyway.
it's all good. But I'll just go over that bit again then. How
Yeah,
I went to report the intimidation to the police, and they
yeah,
were so confused. They sent two special constables, which are voluntary police officers. This is a 20. They're doing their hours to get experience. This is a 20-year-old and a 23-year-old. They were so confused. They could see that I was suffering some sort of weird stuff online, because it is confusing. The way that their techniques, they're clever. They've done this for however many years in the military. They know that get people confused, keep people afraid, and they'll keep people confused, and they'll just keep running around in circles or whatever. So yeah, I mean, it's worked up until now, but it's just got to come clear. It's not that good, you know. It's freaking. I don't want to swear, but it's freaking stupid the way they're doing stuff. And so basically, then they got the early intervention psychosis team involved. I thought, okay, this is the route I'm going to have to go, so I'm going to flow with it to at least talk to some authorities and let them know and tell as many people about the cover up as possible. And it's not just Hampstead, is it? But this is obviously our kingpin that we've got to work with.
yeah.
And then it's just embarrassing that
No, don't throw out the embarrassment. I hear
no,
what you're.
not me. No, sorry. I mean, I'm embarrassed that I've trusted them so much,
Yeah,
but the way that they've responded is just embarrassing.
Yeah, it
Because
is.
like they're taught to gain trust, but they're not taught to like to think. I don't know what it is. I
Yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
insult
They're
people.
not
I
taught
want
to
to just
trust themselves, and that's why I wasn't trying to be smart. Like Rupert was getting angry with this woman and saying you're a disgrace to the nursing profession and how are you answering to the police? They're not your bosses, and he was getting angry. But the only thing I knew to say to her was when you go to bed, just say a little prayer and ask for the truth.
Should we leave it on that then before
Yeah,
we
definitely,
either of us get
definitely.
angry again?
And that's all everybody's got to do is just find their own little truth sensor. And Jake, all I'm saying is no shame, no being seduced into, oh yes, maybe I'm a little bit, no. You're our hero, and we've got your back, and we're not resting till you're out of there. And I'd like you out of there tomorrow.
Yeah.
All right, darling. All right, darling. Thank you so much.
Cool. Much love to you, and ever flowing, ever growing, ever flowering.
Oh, I love you so much. All right, my darling. God bless. God. Say a prayer for me. I'm flying to Ireland tomorrow for 2 weeks, but I'll stay in touch, okay?
Yeah.
And if you
I
lose your...
could get internet. I literally briefly went on the internet earlier.
Yeah.
But there was lots of people around me, and then I just...
Yeah.
Facebook was already automatically signed in, so I
Yeah.
went on it just to sign
Good.
up because I didn't want to
Good for you.
contact and stuff.
No, and God forbid, but if you lose your phone privileges for allowing me to upload this, just keep the faith, and know that there are thousands of people behind you. All right, my darling. God bless. Love you. Bye. Oh, excuse my language.